Question 1. Which is the best definition for the verb, tend? A. Make a tender of, in. Nice job. If you manage, run, or work at a store, you can say you tend it. If you tend the bar in a restaurant, for example, you serve drinks, dry glasses, and fill dishes with pretzels. You can also say you tend something if you care for it. You have to tend a vegetable garden, for example, if you expect to harvest more vegetables than weeds. If you are inclined to do something, then you tend to do that thing. You might tend to let your homework go until the last minute and then stay up all night to get it done, probably not the most efficient way to go about it. Question 2. This question is from the Washington Post. In the following sentence, what does the verb, buff mean? He was apparently so proud of his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame that he would regularly schedule trips to buff and clean the square at 6625 Hollywood Boulevard. In this sentence, buff means A. Make a copy of. B. Temporarily remove. C. Make as big as possible. Or, D. Polish. Nice job. Buff is a busy word. If you're a movie buff, you're a film fan. If you are buff, your muscles are toned. If your sweater is buff, it's a caramel brown color. And to buff is to polish. Phew. You may decide to paint your living room buff or write a long letter on buff-colored stationery. There is also a soft-surfaced, yellowish kind of leather that's called buff, which is where the word came from. It was called buff leather, or leather made of buffalo hide, in the 16th century, and the practice of polishing leather gives buff its meaning as a verb, to polish. You might also have heard the phrase in the buff, which means not wearing any clothes. Press the R key to repeat the description of Question 3. This question is from Slate magazine. In the following sentence, what does the noun, leaks mean? I abandoned, mid-season, 2 promising fantasy baseball teams in 2 very competitive leagues. In this sentence, leagues means A. Generations. B. Frequencies. C. Conferences. Or, D. Expeditions. Third time's a charm, huh? In this question, league is a noun that means an association of sports teams that organizes matches. The two meanings of league are quite different. Either it's a group or federation joined for a common purpose, say, your bowling league or the League of Nations, or it's a rough measurement of about 3 miles, usually at sea. One would hope that 2 such different meanings of the same word would have some deep connection far back in word history, but it does not seem to be the case here. The word meaning an agreement of groups appears to be related to the French word ligue, also found in ligature, thing that ties, while the League of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, an excellent adventure book if you're in the mood, is from Middle English. We call words like these homographs, since spelling is all they seem to share. Question 4. This question is from The Guardian. Fill in the blank in the Nice job. In this question, suit is a verb that means to be agreeable or acceptable to. Among many other meanings, a suit is a jacket and pants that match, formal wear for men. Suits are well suited, appropriate, for some jobs. And Question 5. Which is the best definition for the verb, conduct? A. Give a speech to. B. Correct. Conduct is about how you behave - conduct on becoming and also about carrying something through - the survey was conducted in May and June. Conduct's two senses are connected. Your conduct or your own behavior is the way you conduct or lead yourself. Think of your brain as a little man in tails and white tie, holding up a baton to conduct the various parts of you the way he would a symphony orchestra. Press the R key to repeat the description of this word. Press the Q key to repeat the question, or press the question 6. This question is from Science magazine. Fill in the blank in the following sentence. Louis proposed the more educated Corneille as a possible blank, suggesting he composed plays that Molière would affix his name to and promote using his fame as an actor, in a mutually beneficial relationship. What word fits best? A. Paratrooper. B. Radiologist. C. Orthodontist. Or D. Ghostwriter. Press the Q key to correct. In this question, ghostwriter is a noun that means a writer who gives the credit of authorship to someone else. Someone whose job involves drafting books, songs, or speeches that are credited to someone else is a ghostwriter. A movie star might pay a ghostwriter to pen her memoir, for example. If you don't want the bother of actually writing a book, but you like the idea of your name on its cover, you may want to hire a ghostwriter. Sometimes a ghostwriter gets credit for being a researcher, but usually their name doesn't appear anywhere on the book, screen. Question 7. This question is from the BBC. Fill in the blank in the following sentence. Their new map of the regions, blank, flux is essentially a picture of the variation in heat escaping from the Earth's interior. What word fits best? A. Geo. Correct. In this question, geothermal is an adjective that means of or relating to the heat in the interior of the Earth. Heat that rises from the center of the Earth is geothermal. If you ever have the chance to dip your toes in a natural hot spring, you can feel that geothermal warmth for yourself. Anything that's thermal has to do with heat, from the Greek therma. The prefix geo, or earth, makes it clear that this type of heat rises from the planet itself. Hot springs are warmed by geo. Question 8. This question is from 5 Minutes Stories, by Oliphant, Mrs. Margaret. In the following sentence, what does the noun habit mean? I ran upstairs and changed my dress for my riding habit, calling to Sophie to put everything tidy in my room. No, that wasn't it either. Well, that's the one. In this question, habit is a noun that means attire that is typically worn by a horseback rider. Any action that you perform regularly as part of your routine can be called a habit. Flossing your teeth would be considered a good habit. Sucking your thumb would be considered a bad habit, especially as an adult. On New Year's, people always vow to break their bad habits, but bad habits die hard. The noun habit can also refer to an established custom, like the habit of breaking bread. Question 9. Which is the best definition for the verb assume? A. Express in one's own. Strike 1. Give it another try. You're getting warmer. Let me make You're a genius. Assume isn't only used to mean accept as truth without checking, it also means take on the form of. It might be safer if you don't assume that the vampire standing in front of you isn't merely a person assuming that form. Assume always has the sense of taking on something. It may be the belief in the appearance of truth. Your mother probably assumes you do your homework right after school. It may be another form or identity. Superman assumes the identity of a city reporter. Or, it might be a physical space. If you get nervous while driving, your dad might assume control of the car. Press the R key to repeat. Question 10. This question is from A Long Way Gone, Memoirs of a Boy Soldier, by Ishmael Bea. Fill in the blank in the following sentence. Correct. In this question, impress is a verb that means to have a powerful and usually positive effect on. Think of the verb impress as leaving a mark. You might impress a print onto canvas, or you might impress prospective employers in a job interview. Whether that impression will be good or bad is up to you. The past participle of the Latin verb imprimere, to press, is impressus, which evolved in the 14th century to the meaning to make a permanent image. That meaning included a figurative meaning of to impress upon the mind or heart. Question 1.